Namaskar. How education ruined my life and is continuing to ruin the life of the many children and the future generation. Do you know what I found in the class second book, which is a FIT or a general knowledge book? It had Karan Johar, Alia Bhatt, and a few other drama stars in the book. And I didn't understand why the kids needs to understand or know about these individuals. Strange. So there was a topic about inventions, aeroplane. It talked about Wright brothers invented aeroplane, but no one talked about Shivkar Talpade, who invented aeroplane way before Wright brothers. It took a flight and was well appreciated by the Maharaja of that time. In fact, there is a reference of Pushpak Viman in Ramayana way before the time of Wright brothers, but no one talked about it. Vimana Shastra is one of the document which is prominent and available with the drawings and concept, but no clue about it. So there is also a concept of gravity discovered by Isaac Newton. But recently there has been a study which says that that's a stolen concept from the school of Kerala. Again, we have a bright history. Our temples are talking about it. There are n number of monuments with brief detailing of eras which can be found there, but no mention or reference has been made there. In fact, temples are being destroyed systematically. And there is another law, the endowment law, which is acting on temples in certain way. And there should be something which we need to do about all these things. But to start with the education, do we see that this is the right way of educating our kids? And if this is not the way, what should be the one? So it is high time now that the right information reaches to our children. If not from the curriculum, there has to be a mechanism through which we can teach our children what is right, what is the exact history, and not something which is a defined agenda which is being pushed down to the throat through this education system. So the best I could think of is that withdrawing the name of our child from the school system. But will that work? Not at all. Because we are in a competitive, economically driven society, which does not really allows us to do that. And the broad concept, beta kamayega nahi to khayega kya? That's theory of the survival, which is acting upon our intelligence and drawing out our conscious thinking and ability to question and learn. काकचेष्टा बको ध्यानम स्वान निंद्रा तदैव च अल्पहारी ग्रह त्यागी विद्यार्थी पंचलक्षणम. So these are the five qualities of an student. But are they still there in our students of the today's world? Not at all. In fact, the cheshtha, जानने की इच्छा, or the critical thinking, the ability to reason, all these things are dying out in the students because of the education system, the way it is designed, the way it is designed to follow orders, the way it is designed not to question and obey. Will that help us? Will that help our kids? Has that helped us? Has this education system helped us in any way? I don't think so. So what is the solution? So there is a class of 30 students, at least 30 in any school. And if at least 10 parents of these classes can come together to form a group wherein they share their real life experiences, knowledge, creative thinking, critical ability, and these sort of things with the students in the form of a lecture or a class, I'm sure the student after 1 year would come out bright, shining, and be able to question the teacher on concept what they are talking about. But that's something which needs an effort. Are you there to make that effort? Can you make a conscious attempt to do that? I'm not sure. But with this education system, what we see that there is a specialization in the field of arts, commerce, or science, but there is no specialization which will talk about something in music, arts, craft, singing. There are different styles of singing. No one talks about it. There is no specialization in it. There is a form of dance, multiple forms of dance. No one talks about it, teaches us. There are n number of musical instruments. Each musical instrument has its own quality, sound. None of us understands that. Can that be a possibility? There are various forms of self-defense mechanism. No one talks about it in terms of being qualified. It is only the marks, the race, the competition, number one, two, three is being taught about to us. And the memory, grasping, learning, memorizing, storing. That's the only way of measure. And the concept which is coming in, VIJAYI BHAVA. So there is another education provider which has brought in the concept of VIJAYI BHAVA, forcing in the competition within the students to get first, brought in the war or a race concept into the education, treating them as machines. And what they are teaching is solving the complex problems, which may or may not work in their day to day life. But what they are learning is to be in the race, get first, second, third, or get a ranking system to get through a college and serve someone else. J. Krishnamurti, in one of his saying, has talked about that when the competition gets into the education system, that's no more education. It says,
excellency means to excel, to go swiftly forward, from the word celere, Latin, to go swiftly. You must excel, not compete in excellence. I don't know if you understand this. Then it's not excellence. If I'm competing with you, you may be mediocre and I may be mediocre. I may be slightly better, but we are still mediocre. I wonder if you see this. Therefore, in excellence, there is no competition.
So, competition in education is ruining our kids. So, when your child is preparing for its future through the education, I hope you as a parent and the guy as a child makes a conscious choice towards the learning and the future. Namaskar.